streaming live. That's
Mm-hmm. 3 watching now. Can you hear us? Can you please type in the comments if anyone is watching? Can you hear us? Just write something in the reply so that we are sure that you can hear us. What was the mic? Can you please comment if you can hear us? I don't know if they can hear us. Better type. If they cannot hear, then how is it? Let me see in the phone. I don't receive any. Can you hear us? Hello? Unless I hear from you, I'm not sure if the settings are okay because I set it up very fast and we also arrived late. So we want to be sure if you can hear us. Please comment. Otherwise, we'll just start in 2 minutes, but we don't want to waste our efforts so that we are sure that you can hear us. Oh, they can hear us.
okay.
So maybe you can give a short intro about your background, like the bachelor's and then the master's, and then we can start with the Q&A.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shiva.
Okay.
Just look at the camera and speak.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so hi everyone, whoever is right now have already joined the Q&A session, the live session. So my name is Madan Mohan. I come from the eastern part of India, Odisha. I did my bachelor's in mechanical engineering in VSS University, and then in 2016 I moved to Germany to do my master's. So I was in Bremerhaven, University of Applied Sciences, or they call it in German Hochschule. So University of Applied Sciences Bremerhaven. I did my master's. I did my master's in process engineering and energy technology, which is a blend of chemical engineering and mechanical engineering. So it was like slightly different from what I did in my bachelor's. So it was quite a interdisciplinary, I would say, interdisciplinary branch. Then after graduating from the master's course in 2019, I joined a PhD program here in France, the famous place, Dunkirk.
If you have seen the movie.
If you have seen the movie, yeah, right. And I did. I'm doing currently my PhD there, so it's a kind of co-supervision. So co-supervisions PhDs are like you have partnered universities. So I have one in France, which is Dunkirk, France, and another one in Mons, Belgium. So Mons is a place like around 40-45 minutes from Brussels. Everyone knows Brussels, so I took its reference. So it's 40-45 minutes from Brussels. And yeah, so currently I'm doing PhD in clean energy technologies, which is basically based on catalytic reactor design, catalyst synthesis, and process simulations and stuff. So it was a bit more towards chemical, I would say, but it's more in energy, which is my area of interest. So I can say that. So I'm doing currently the PhD. So I don't know what's the PhD in chemical engineering or chemistry or something like that, but It's more towards clean energy technology. It's interdisciplinary. It's not something like computer science or mechanical PhD. Like people write PhD in mechanical engineering, but it's not that general. It's
So
more
this is Mons, right? I just wanted to show them in the map. I was thinking if it works.
Yeah.
It's like in the border of France and Belgium, right? Mons?
No, Mons is a place in Belgium.
But it's not in the border.
I guess so. No, because when I went
let's just zoom down. Okay, this is Brussels. This is Mons.
Yeah. It's
okay, almost close, right? Like this is I think this is France, right? France, Belgium. Okay, so little bit inside, but somewhere
towards
near
the
France.
border. Yeah, towards.
And here is Liège. So here is like your Netherlands, Maastricht. Okay,
yeah.
Somewhere here we are, and this is your Liège. I don't know if you can see it on the screen. It should be. And if I zoom further, then Mons. Okay, so it's like in a line. So your PhD is multi-country, right?
Like, multi-country PhD.
Okay.
So multi-country PhD is, so generally you will find such programs in Europe. It's I don't know how it is in other countries, but in Europe it's very common to have a multi-country projects, multi-country PhD project. So this project is also under a European Union project, and yes, so basically we are working for the cement industries. Basically the focus is on cement industries.
And the duration is 3 years.
Yeah, the duration is 3 years. It is totally structured. You don't have to waste time like searching for a challenge or something like that.
Sorry. In the meantime, you can start typing your questions because we won't be there for longer time because we have to do other work. So you can start typing your questions by the time he gives some introduction, and then we can start answering them because we are not going to sit here by just waiting for you.
Okay, so yeah, I can.
So from the 3 years PhD, 1 year is first year is in France, then the second year is in Belgium, and third year is half in France, half in Belgium.
Yes.
And what I heard from you before, you will do two PhD defenses, one in France and one also in Belgium. So it's like, it seems like although it is 3 years, in that way it is already hectic, and again with all this added work pressure, it is already hectic, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's generally in France, as far as I know, is that all the PhDs are 3 years. So they all have 3 years PhD, and it's how I can say, it's like always structured. I can't say always structured because I also don't know if all the PhDs are structured or not, but as far as I have seen, is everything is structured. So they don't want to waste time in finding out the challenges you can face in this area of interest, let's say catalyst or maybe anything like in your field, education field. It's like you don't need to find out.
Okay.
So that's how it is. And so we can just wait for questions or maybe.
Okay. And from the 3 years, connect to you.
I'm trying to connect to.
So you can start typing questions here.
Okay, guys.
What's his question? Yeah, this is the thing. Because
okay, guys. If you have questions, please directly put it on the chat window. Please put
in
it
the
short.
live chat. So Harshit, the question is, what are your questions? I mean, it's very general, like you want to study in Germany, I understand, but what is your exact question, like on the admission process or on some universities? What's your question, like?
Okay, we have a first question. The first questions are
from Debum, right?
Debum, yeah, if I can see Debum. Okay, so you can just write down the second question or something.
Yeah, no, it's not. I will show you in the phone.
Okay, so the first thing first, the question is
from Debum goes, what are the main requirements for PhD admissions? So for Netherlands, you have seen the playlist. I won't repeat because this is more about the experience which he has in Germany. So it's better to describe his experience of applying because he did his masters in Germany, if some of you missed, because many are joining now, and he's now doing his PhD both in France and Belgium. So he has more experience of applying for PhD in both in 3 countries, Germany, France and Belgium. So he will talk about that, and then we'll go to further questions. So guys, please keep typing your questions. We will be there for 20 or 30 minutes, and then we have to do where to go.
Okay, so first thing first, the requirements for a PhD. So the requirements for a PhD is generally to have a master's degree If you have a master's degree from a foreign university, then it's better. And I am speaking this on the basis of how I got selected for my PhD program, because I had a talk with my supervisor and asked him that why he chose me, and he said that you have an international master's degree, and since you have an international master's degree, it gave you an upper hand in the interviews. So he bluntly spoken to me like this, and okay, so at least you need a master's degree. Okay, that is not compulsory, I would say, but it's like something like plus point. It's not compulsory. And then if you have been in a foreign country, let's say in any part of Europe, or you have been in US or Canada or any other parts other than the place where you want to do your PhD, then generally they ask you for an English language test. So it's basically can be
if you are coming from outside
yeah,
of Europe.
Outside of Europe. So
is there any major difference between the application in Germany and France, like France or Belgium combined, regarding the writing of motivation letter
no.
CGPA or
no?
Okay.
Nothing like that. So
do they have a cutoff CGPA, or it varies? Like how is it like in general?
It's generally what happens is that they generally seek for good grades, but many a times it also depends on what projects you have done, and so they can compromise with some criteria or not, from different criteria.
But in your case, what was your experience? Like, what was the minimum CGPA you experienced they demanded, or they?
So a minimum CGPA was like 1.6, I would say, on an average. It's like
in German scale.
In German scale,
1.6 out of 5, which will be somewhere equivalent to
85%, 80 to 85%.
80 to 85%. Okay.
I would say 85. Yeah.
If you plainly convert in a Indian scale, but that's not always the same. But it is the range, like 80 to 85%.
Yeah. It's like if you are very good. Let's say you don't have good grades, but you have very good projects. Let's say you have publications or something like that. Then in that case, also it gives you an upper hand, and they might, if you have a bad grade or something like that, they can ignore that, and it will be really good. So that's how the requirements is. So requirements generally, they don't ask for GRE. As far as I have seen, they don't require a GRE, but it also depends on the university. So it's a university specific process. It's not a general process, I would say.
Okay.
Every university have their own set of rules and regulations. Every time you see an advertisement, you have to always know that what they want and how is the procedure.
And if I understand correctly, as I have seen in Netherlands, and also when I applied to Belgium, I also applied some PhDs in KU Leuven. So it is everywhere in Europe, most of the places it's like university specific, but not like US that you apply as a fall we apply for masters, because you are a student. But here, even in France and Belgium where you are doing PhD, that is also like a job, right? You get a salary, and can you shed some light on the, like, what is your average salary or something like that?
So since I have just started in October, I actually the official registration was from 14th of October, so I got paid for only 50% of the month of October. So until now, after the taxes, I got around 850 euros. But the total salary is double of that, 1700 gross.
So per month it's somewhere around 1700 and on hand, or gross?
No, it's gross.
Gross. So on hand it will be somewhere around 1500 or 1400.
1500 in between of that.
Okay, and that's in France where he is doing PhD now, and then he'll go to Belgium. I'm just repeating it in case people who joined late will see it. So we are getting a lot of questions. Debam again answered a follow-up question. I have 90 ECTS in my masters, among my 120 ECTS for technical subjects. The rest 30, I have a minor in innovation and entrepreneurship. Will it be a problem for my PhD admissions?
Okay, Devam, I can completely understand your question, because I also did from University of Applied Sciences, and generally in University of Applied Sciences in Germany, it's 90 credit points, or ECTS as they say, and this 90 ECTS is little bit problematic when you apply for other European countries. Concerning the European countries only, the other European countries generally ask for 120 credit points. Even if Germany asks for 120 credit points if you go for a PhD. So in that case, there are certain countries like France, Italy, Belgium, there are a lot of PhD positions with 90 credit points. So if someone wants to do a PhD and he or she has a 90 credit points in masters, then he or she can go for PhD applications in these three countries: France, Belgium, and Italy. There can be other countries also, but because I haven't searched like that, but as far as I have seen from the advertisements and all, the requirements, they have 90 credit points. This France, Belgium, and Italy. As of now, I know these three countries.
And you also got to admit there with this.
With
and also, is it accepted in Germany or you are not sure? In some places.
So in Germany, there is nowhere it is written that we won't take a person from University of Applied Science for PhD. But if there is an applicant who is from technical university or TU or any full-fledged universities like University of Heidelberg or University of Freiburg or something like that, then they will give them a preference over you, even if you are a better candidate than them, because this is because of the rule or because of the idea of having two types of universities in Germany.
I think we also have that, and I am also not sure about the PhD admission, but we also have the applied science 90. I don't know about the ECTS, but applied science and also the research-based universities.
Yeah, exactly. So that's because I also got called for PhD applications in Germany, even if I had a University of Applied Science degree. But I didn't get a positive reply. And I asked few of my colleagues, my friends, and also professors, and they were saying that it's a little bit difficult when you are from University of Applied Science.
Let's go to the next question. Otherwise, we will
run out of time.
Abhishek started with a question. Please be patient because we will answer everyone's question. We are going step by step, so please be patient. So Abhishek asked, I am working in Wipro. Yes, I am working in Wipro, and after 3 years I want to pursue masters in embedded systems in Germany, and in Wipro he's working as a SAP developer. Will this work experience help me for my masters in Germany? The work experience of 3 years in Wipro, will it help him for his masters in embedded systems in Germany?
So basically, regarding the job experience, there is one thing one should remember is that what kind of masters you are doing. By means of what kind of masters is on the basis of the course you choose. Let's say if your course involves the concepts, the lessons which is required in which you have been using in your job, then obviously your job will be a plus point when you apply for jobs in Germany after the masters or for the masters. So if it is not relevant, let's say if you do somewhere in an IT sector, you do a job and you go into, let's say, machine design or something, or maybe like computational mechanics or something like that, then your 2 years of IT doesn't matter.
So you mean like he was working as a SAP developer.
So if he gets into something
embedded, he wanted to do masters in embedded systems.
He has to look for it. Because since I am from process engineering, I don't have much of knowledge about embedded systems. But what I can say is that if he finds some work advertisements which are like SAP, his job experience combined with his master studies is like going hand in hand in some job.
So you mean if he wants to switch to different stream, considering what job experience he has and what he goes after, what he applies for the masters, then it might be a problem. That not a problem, but the work experience may not be completely
it all
any benefit. It will not provide any plus point for that.
Exactly.
So you should keep that in mind. We can move to the next question. Abhishek Harshit. So Harshit was asking from the beginning. I'm very sorry because I was in China for 1 week and I was very busy, so I didn't check all the messages in LinkedIn. I'll reply them slowly. It might take a month. So I will reply your question here. What did Harshit ask? I have done my mechanical engineering and graduated in 2016. He has a CGPA of 7.99 or 73.5%.
I have 1 year of
gap. I have written GATE and I have 92 percentile. Then I have done my bachelor's from government college.
No, you missed one. He's like 2 years work experience as a GATE faculty, and now I want to do MS from TU Munich, Germany. Okay.
Okay. And his bachelor's, the CGPA that he mentioned was from a government college in Raipur in Chhattisgarh.
Okay.
So what steps do I need to take to get successful admission in MS program for mechanical engineering? So you are also from mechanical.
Yeah.
So he has also done his masters in applied science and mechanical in Germany.
No. The masters is in process engineering. So it's a blend of two.
Okay.
It's a blend of two.
So his question was like his CGPA in a state government college is 7.99 and 1 year gap, and his gate is this 92 percentile, and he also has some experience of teaching in gate, like where was it? Here, 2 years of work experience as a gate faculty, and now I want to do MS from TU Munich, Germany.
Okay.
So what are the steps for successful admission, or any advice or anything?
So successful admission is totally person dependent. I would say the person who is sitting next to the table, next to the desk, who is taking your application, reading your SOP, your
the admission
CV,
committee.
Yeah, the admission committee. It all depends on the persons or the people who are sitting there reading your applications and stuff. So when you want to apply for TU Munich, let me tell you, you have to always follow their admission guidelines.
That is in the website,
in
right?
the website.
Or should they see the DAAD? I don't know. I don't know if it is useful in that case, but do you think it will be useful to see the DAAD?
Yeah, you can see the DAAD. The DAAD website, you can see it's like a lot of things. It's as a result we have. So it's in German. Okay.
Okay. We need to change the English.
Yeah. Okay. No worry. If you come to Germany, you will learn German. You have to learn German. Okay. So when you go here, they have changed the site. Okay, so you have this button called Study, Research and Teach Abroad. You can click on that. It will take some time. So you can see there's like Study and Research in Germany, Internationalization of University of Applied Sciences. So you can click on Study and Research in Germany. You can go there. You can find a lot of things. You can find how to find scholarships in Germany, how to find PhD studies in Germany. Or if you want to study any course, master's course, you can just click on.
So this is like the whole encyclopedia and everything. You don't need to ask us or anyone. Just go to that, take some time, invest some time, search for the appropriate programs which you want, and you'll find everything, right? The location specific or program specific, fees, everything, all the details.
Everything. Yeah. So if like let's say you want to go for a master's course
in TU Munich, maybe what he was telling me.
In TU Munich, let's say we go to the international programs. We click on the international programs. We can see. Let it open. So in international programs, when you go, so they will show you the courses which are for the international students, because there are a lot of courses in Germany which are 100% German. So there are like four types of courses. One is 100% German, 75-25%.
Okay, yeah, we have to see the language.
Yeah. And the second language is always English. Okay. So it's like German or German English. Like
but now I think there are many 100% English courses also.
Yeah. Because of this international. So you can go course type, you can click, let's say Masters,
TU Munich maybe.
Let's say you don't know German. You want to do...
Munich was 50-50. I don't remember. There is long back when I was applying for computer
regarding
science.
this 50-50 courses and all, it doesn't mean that if a universities are giving a course in 50-50, like 50 in German, 50 in English, that doesn't mean that it cannot give you 100% English courses.
Okay.
It's not that, okay, we can only have one type of course. Either it is 100% English, 100% German, or 50-50 or 25-75.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter.
We can have a look here.
Yeah, so it's English, then let's say field of studies is mechanical, so but we can go to engineering. Then you have to
wait, right?
You can just
303 programs.
So you have 303 programs
with this such criteria.
So
so just go to that and you can find a lot of
so
options.
You can see here, okay, you have communication, media engineering, this is masters, advanced,
Frankfurt applied science.
So you have a lot
tuition fees is none most of the places. This has some, I don't know.
No,
it's something else. MBA, masters in business.
No, but yeah, the masters, the MBA courses. If anyone is going for MBA courses, I haven't seen any free courses in Germany. Yeah, so every time there is a MBA course, there is a fee.
Okay.
Fee.
But masters, most of them are, I think, free.
Yeah, most of them are free, I would say.
But it will also depend on the region, right?
So you can go down. You can see, let's say city you want. You can go to Munich. You can so Munich is M. München. Yeah. So Munich, München.
Yeah.
So if you put Munich, then you get some results. So it's like in Stuttgart. It shows Stuttgart because Munich, Stuttgart nearby.
Okay.
In that region. So I don't know. Okay.
I think there is one also.
Sorry. It's here also. So you have TU Munich, your computational mechanics, neuroengineering, paper technology. You can just go. You can go to anyone. Let's say you want to go here. You click on it. Then it will open into a new window.
Then you'll find all the details.
Yeah. So it will say the teaching language only English.
Okay. That's
Program
good.
duration 4 semesters. Each semester 6 months. And they have two beginnings of the course. One is in the summer semester 15th March and the winter semester 1st October. And here you can see application deadlines and all the stuff.
So you find everything basically.
So one thing you can see here is like for consecutive master's program 3 semester, no tuition fees.
What is that?
So it's like, I guess so in this they
you get 2 degrees or
no, you don't get a 2 degree. I guess if you are not doing a thesis, you don't need to pay any money or something like that.
Okay. But for PhD, I think it should do a thesis, right?
Yeah, for a PhD, you need to do it.
You should do.
Yeah, you should do. It's should, but must, I don't know. But you should do a PhD.
Okay.
Thesis.
Okay, so we can have a look at other questions.
Hope this helps out, yeah.
Yeah, just wait. So we answered Abhishek. Abhishek is gone. Harshit is gone. Debam is gone. Shiba in the order. Who arranges the accommodation if the PhD program is in different countries like yours?
Okay, the accommodation, it's like very specific. Like in my case, the accommodation was searched by myself, but if I had any problem, I always asked my supervisor, always, and he always helps me out. It's like, for example, if I ask him, okay, I am not getting accommodation, he will like, okay, I have a list of accommodations, you can go and stay there.
Okay.
So like that he can help you out, but he doesn't go by himself in person or something like that to search for houses.
So he can refer you to or maybe give you some websites. And I mean, as per my experience, although I am in Netherlands for more than 4 years, but if there is someone coming from outside of Netherlands for PhD or maybe done his master somewhere outside and coming here as you asked for the Europe, then normally the secretary or maybe a supervisor, depending on how close they are or maybe how free they are, they will always help you. So ask some locals or maybe someone in your department or email them, ask them, or maybe a secretary, because it's like a job here, the PhD. So you need to ask them and you need to arrange it yourself. Whatever I know about Netherlands and Germany also, I don't think the university arranges an accommodation. But in Netherlands, there is one thing, if you are coming from outside, in some locations, not everywhere, in TU Delft I know, they have a housing organization called Duo, which arranges house for master students. So they sometimes give you like 6 months, very temporary accommodation. Once you get used to it, then you start searching on your own. So it is very specific to that university in that country. It doesn't apply to all. So most of the time my experience is that you have to search on your own, but you will get help from these local people and you need to ask them a lot and see the websites, which will be really useful, or maybe some real estates which will charge you €100 more but help you in the search, and you eventually land in the house. Because in Netherlands I know it's a big issue because a lot of students are coming nowadays and the houses are it's like overcrowded, so there are not sufficient houses, but the admission is increasing like this, so it's really difficult. What about your experience in France or Germany or something like that?
So if I talk about Germany, so basically how it happens is that I haven't seen any university having its own hostels like we have it in India. So, but there are private student hostels. So they are called a Student and Wohnheim, which is not affiliated to any university, but they are always nearby to the universities. And they are in a tie-up. So is
it like also a housing organization, or it's a real estate or third party, or what do we can call it?
I would say it's the third party.
In Germany.
Okay.
What's the name again?
So it is called in German is Student and Wohnheim. So everyone has their own company name or something like that.
Okay.
But it's known as Student and Wohnheim.
Okay.
So Student and Wohnheim is like student accommodation, and they normally give houses.
Okay.
So I was in one of the TU Munich hostels last year with my to meet my friend, and there also the accommodation they got it through TU Munich, but actually it's not controlled by TU Munich.
Okay, so they have like outsourced to
So it's like okay, you need an accommodation. You ask a person from the university, you need an accommodation. They will okay, we have a student in Monheim here. You can go tell them, and they will arrange a accommodation for you. And what happened in France is that there are some student hostels, and also there are houses where they give rent to students.
Okay.
But it's not student of Monheim, it's like their own houses. So the landlord will be in the upstairs or downstairs, and he or she will give you one room.
And my experience, sorry to interrupt, my experience in Netherlands is also one thing I mentioned repeatedly, that you don't have a concept of this campus hostel or something like that. There may be accommodations near campus, there may be accommodations away from campus or in the city center or somewhere else, but there is nothing like a concept, at least in Netherlands, like a that you have a huge campus and you get a campus housing or something like that. There's nothing like a hostel or this kind of concept. That is something else.
Yeah.
At least in Netherlands.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, it's same for
same for you, Germany. It's like you don't.
And France also.
France there is okay. So for France there is a housing society for students known as Kraus, CROUS, Kraus. So Kraus is generally for students only. So if you want accommodations, they normally have it, but in Dunkirk, where I am, they have closed the services, so you can have any other private student accommodations.
Okay.
But normally in France, if you go, you can search for Kraus if your university is affiliated, is in tie-up with the nearby Kraus. So if you go to Kraus, they will have student accommodations, so small rooms and
Okay. Okay, let me see who is next in the questions. Keep typing your questions. I think we'll be there for 10-15 more minutes and then we need to go. So keep typing your questions. We'll try to answer as much as possible. 2 years work experience as a gate, that is already finished.
That's done.
So this accommodation is done. This is done. Then we go to Abhishek, Harshit. Okay, we answered already Harshit's question. And so Harshit, again, if you missed our response, you can watch the live stream again and go to this. Then you can find any area. What is your area? As you are mentioning design, so just go to DAAD, as we mentioned for a long time now. You can rewatch the live stream, and it's better to find your area because there will be like 20 different people from 20 different areas. I am only from one area, so I cannot comment exactly in your field, or he cannot comment exactly in your field. So it's better to go to like DAAD and just look for it. So Abhishek has another question. Will I get DAAD scholarship based on my work experience in Wipro? He had 3-year work experience in Wipro, who was asking for embedded, and he has SAP developer 3-year work experience in Wipro, and he wants to come to Germany.
But as far as I know, for the DAAD scholarship, it's not only about your work experience. You have to see the criteria. You have to see, because I never received a DAAD scholarship, so I don't know much about it, but I'm pretty much sure it's there on the website, because the A to Z things that you need for the studies in Germany, you will have it. So you go to
DAAD.
You go to DAAD. Yes, I would say go to DAAD.
Just type your course type, language, and field of study. And if you don't see your exact field of study, type the broad one, and then just do it.
Yeah, it's better to do it because it's always good to see by yourself, because you will be answering your own doubts after reading the website. Because about the scholarship, DAAD scholarship, it is also given on the website. You can go and find it out. So all the type of scholarship, not only the DAAD scholarships, but all the type of scholarships. Because in Germany, you also receive this Deutschland Stipendium. As they say, it's around 300 to 400 euros per month. You get it, but the criteria is very other things like your academic, your non-academic, curricular, extracurricular activities you have, everything. So this is what they see in Deutschland Stipendium. So there are different types of scholarship. You can find it on the website.
Okay, just go to that, because that will solve most of your department specific question or faculty specific. Is it necessary to learn German? Will I get that? Then is it necessary to learn German? I think you can answer it in brief, because I have also done a video where I mentioned why you need German, but
yeah, so you
in RWTH Aachen.
And why it is necessary to learn German? Yes, it is necessary to learn German.
I mean, he was asking, is it necessary? So yes, obviously.
Yes, and the reason is that even if you don't speak German inside the university campus, because I'm pretty much sure if you go to any university, technical university or full-fledged universities, the students generally speak English. They can speak English, and if you go to University of Applied Sciences, there are a chunk of people who understand or speak English, but not everyone. Like in my master's course, it was all in English, but there were some people who I wanted to be friend of. Like if you go to a party and you want to talk, they generally don't speak English, so they speak German. So it's always good to learn German to integrate with the people, and also it also depends where you are in Germany. If you are in Munich, Berlin, big cities, then maybe you don't need German. But if you go to small towns or something like that, or small cities, there people don't speak English.
Yeah, I mean, I have also heard from some people who are doing PhD in our university in Netherlands. They did their masters in Saarland University, and they say that Saarland is a very nice, cozy place, but it's like a village. So most of the everything, if you don't know German,
it's difficult to
create a lot of
a lot of problem. But you don't need to be like fluent in German.
And
if you know basic,
also you don't need German per se for your studies, right?
Yeah, it's not compulsory. It all depends which type of course you study, and so there are a lot of courses. Let's say there are 100 of courses,
but you didn't do any course where you have to write or maybe use it for, because I think that will be really difficult to reach that level of competency, or that level of excellence is really difficult.
So I didn't write anything in German. I didn't give a German test or something like that. I gave like German language test, but nothing in German, any technical things in German. So I didn't do that. But German is required, because when you go for internships or thesis also, they see that if you can communicate in German, because they're workers, they're researchers, they're engineers,
maybe
generally Germans. So so you need to. But if you go for international companies also, and then you have this probability of speaking in English, but I would always recommend to learn German. And it's not about even German. If you go to France, you have to speak French. You have to speak French, because people don't know it. I'm still learning it, but people don't speak English as frequently as in Germany.
Or as in Netherlands,
everyone is speaking English. Everyone.
He came for the first time to Netherlands, and he was really impressed by seeing only the conversation in a restaurant, or the weekly market, street food, or anyone, any person in train or everything. I always say that repeatedly. So let's move to the next question, because we have like 10 minutes. Any free electrical engineering master's degree?
The master's in English and West Germany. Okay, so
again,
Amin, sorry, but I told you that you have to go to the DAAD website. You can see it on your screen. You have to go to the DAAD website.
Just type in here language, what you want, and then your course type. I mean, like bachelor, master, PhD. And so again, we have repeated this many times, so people who are coming before, after, you can replay it. But that's because I mean, we are basically going to do this and then answer your question. So we don't have that much luxury of time to go to that. So it's better to
do it yourself. Okay.
And most of the courses are free. So you can have a look at that to be sure.
Can I do engineering in Germany in mechanical? Yes, you can do engineering in mechanical, but be sure that what you are doing in your masters, be sure about the contents of your masters. And you choose your course, go for it.
And again, he has a follow-up question, because if I want to do engineering, what is the requirements?
Okay, the requirements are very specific, university specific, but in general, they ask for 180 ECTS in your bachelor's. So how to calculate or how to convert Indian CGPA to German ECTS, you can find it any calculator on...
because I remember in our state government bachelor's, we had like 220, I think, right?
Yeah, but
that is not ECTS.
That is Indian credit system.
Okay.
So it's not ECTS. So for that, there is a conversion formula or something like that. You can find on internet, Google or something like that. And for regarding the requirements, the requirements are generally the English language fluency test, which can be IELTS or TOEFL. Sometimes they ask for GRE, but I guess so like 1% of the total universities will ask for GRE in Germany. So they ask for GRE, all your bachelor certificates, your curricular, extracurricular activity certificates, a good SOP, letter of recommendation, CV, and that's all. And you need to apply. And how to apply and all the application procedures, you can find it on the DAAD website. It's better to go on the DAAD website because it will be more clear to you. Now I'm just speaking superficially because we have less time. But if you want a detailed study, you can go to the DAAD website and they have everything.
And you can rewatch the live stream. In the beginning, we explained how you look for a specific course with specific language, with specific fee requirements, and anything specific that you are looking for. So it's better to rewatch the live stream again. Okay, so
GET score will be considered for is from Harshit.
Yeah, Harshit again. Will GET score be considered? And is there any scholarship which are provided for MS program?
Okay, so Harshit, GET score, there are certain courses I have seen where they ask for the Indian students, they ask for the GET score. I guess so. There were some courses in Stuttgart the last time I saw. Last time means in 2016. But yes, there are certain courses which consider the GET score, but there are not all courses. They're like, I would say again 1% of the courses or 2% of the courses will ask for the GET score. And regarding the scholarships for Deutschland Stipendium, as I've told before, you need to apply for it once you reach the university. And it is there are certain rules and regulations regarding this Deutschland Stipendium or German stipend in English. So you can ask your international office at the university regarding this scholarship. And for the DAAD scholarship, I'm not quite sure because I never received one. So it's better to go to the DAAD website and see what are the requirements and rules and something like that regarding the scholarships. Yeah.
Okay. So what is the next question? Atharva.
No, he still has Abhishek Das. Abhishek Das still has one question.
Okay. Sorry.
Which is better, pursuing M.Tech in India or masters in Germany? See, this is a person specific questions. I cannot answer this question. It will be very it will always be biased. Like for me, it's better to go to come to a different country, not necessarily Germany, but
outside of India
to have an exposure. So this is my perception that this is the age you should have the experience and international experience. If you can, you should have an exposure to see what people in the other part of the world are doing,
or how they think, how they approach a specific task.
There's a lot of things to learn also, because I can see my growth rate from 2016, the first time I landed in Germany, to now 2019.
And you are in France.
I am in France. I can see the quantum jump I have taken from from whatever I had, like the characteristics professionally and personally. I see I have grown, and that's really good. If you come out, because it's like you are not surrounded by the same people. You are coming out of your comfort zone, and then you start learning new things. You start thinking broad, and so it's a lot of, I would say, pool of opportunities.
So as per our recommendation, we would recommend you to choose a master's in Germany or anywhere outside of India, if you can. I mean, I don't think there is also financial pressure, because there are a lot of programs.
There are a lot of programs.
If you compare to masters in Netherlands, that is what I'm saying. Because in Netherlands, you pay a lot.
It's like that. But if you want to compare, like if M.Tech is better than MS, I would say both are same. So, but just it's a matter of exposure. If you think that, okay, I want to do a PhD in somewhere in Europe or in any part of the world, and you think, okay, it's better to have a MS degree, and if I have an M.Tech, it's hard to find one PhD in a foreign country. I would say the likes of getting a PhD program maybe having an upper hand for the MS pass outs rather than the M.Tech pass outs, but it doesn't mean that you will have zero possibilities. You can still have, because I know a lot of people who have done M.Tech and have come for PhDs in Europe.
Okay.
I know a lot of people,
So here I see one of the person is answering the question of other person. That's very good. Someone was asking about Han University. I think it is about Netherlands, because they have this Applied Science University. So I don't know much about Han, but I think most of my subscribers are really interested or are already studying in Han. So I knew one of the senior. I don't know how the program was. I'll try to bring him in once, maybe during an interview or something like that, so I can give you more insight into Han. He was doing, I think, in automotive. Han University Applied Science. He was doing masters in automotive. I'm not sure. and you are asking about business, so I don't have idea about it. I will do a video about masters in business administration. I've asked 2-3 people. Probably it will not be possible now because now I'm super busy, and probably in December I'll be on vacation, so it will be in 2020. But next year my plan is to bring in some people from medical fields, from MBA, and also from these universities, because many have asked about the Webster University Leiden, which I see popping up many times, and also this Han. And thank you, Amin. Amin said that Han is one of the top HBO universities. HBO is the, I don't remember the full form. It's the Applied Science University. So good that you know something about it and answering the question of someone. So I think we've covered all the questions almost.
Yeah.
And we still have 2 or 3 minutes. I will only answer quickly to Amit. Amit, what are the requirements for PhD in Netherlands? So I think that although I have a huge playlist and I have answered a lot of questions about PhD in Netherlands, but I don't think I have specifically. So I have a short chat with Nadi. We'll go back to you, Atharva. Let me answer Amit's question. So there was a guy called Nadi. If you see it, there was a series of videos where I answered what projects you should take about PhD in Netherlands, what are the salary and benefits. And so if you go to a playlist in my channel, which is about PhD in Netherlands, then you will find all this information. But I didn't make a specific video. So specifically, if you are applying from outside of Netherlands, they were needing, they needed the language test before, like the TOEFL or IELTS, to prove your English. I'm talking about the common requirements. I think I have also mentioned about it, but still I'm just giving you a brief insight, and I will also make a separate video on this based on my experience of what you need to apply in Netherlands. So nowadays most universities don't need language. So if your masters, even though in India or any country outside Netherlands was in English, the course which is given by the university, then they still waive off the requirement to give an English test. So you don't need to do that. And apart from that, obviously you need a CGPA, and in Netherlands I don't think they have a strict criteria like 8 or 8.5. It basically depends. They look more into your thesis or your research project, what you call it. I think in India also call it thesis, what you do in the second year. So they look into it more, and if you have publications, you are very lucky. It's not mandatory. And apart from that, your CGPA, whatever I have heard, even if you have 7.5 or 8, and even if you are in a state government university in India, still you have chances depending on the thesis and how you write the motivation letter normally. And one thing I mentioned, I think I mentioned this 100 or 1,000 times, you should check academic transfer. Just go to Google, type academic transfer. You will find always every PhD position from A to Z. It is being published. Any PhD position which opens up is advertised in academic transfer. It's specific to Netherlands, and you will find everything there. And then in that you will find the specific requirements. What I told you was like general requirements, and there will be always specific requirements for that position. And then you get all the information like the salary, the benefits, everything is there in that. And still I will make a separate small video. It is in my mind, in my notebook, so I will cover that. Okay, so Atharva was asking, is it easy for Indian passport to get the visa? Maybe Germany. He was talking about Germany, right?
I don't know.
No, he was talking about Netherlands. Okay, he was asking. So the thing is that in our case, the university, that is TU Delft, where I did my masters between 2015 and 17, they arranged for the visa. So it was not an issue. But in general, I know people who apply, like this year some came to 20. Sometimes the university doesn't arrange it, and you need to do it yourself. They give you some documents. It's not like US. So most of the times you also don't have an interview. It's like a formal thing. So you go there, they just see you, ask you specific question like your name, date of birth and something. And no one asks you like a conversation as you do in a US visa interview. If you see or ask your friends, you will know like whether you are coming back or these kind of things. So there is very least, like I would say, negligible chance of visa rejection for study visa in Netherlands. That is what my experience and what I have heard from people. So that is not a big issue. So you can easily get it. Is there any problem to work in Italy, like language problem? Avinash something. I don't know. I
So-
mean, I've heard. Maybe you have more.
So not, but as far as I know, so this is a general statement. Like if you come to an European country,
Mm.
it's always good to learn the language.
The
Netherlands
local
is
language.
the local language. Netherlands is exception that people
Yeah,
know
yeah.
English, but it's very rare to find in European countries where people speak English.
Mhm.
So it's always better to learn the language. If you learn the language at least the communication level, so let's say A2 or B1, and then you start speaking, even if you make some mistakes or something like that, but you understand and you can speak and you can converse, then it's always good to learn the language. You get more job opportunities, be it part-time, be it full-time.
Mhm.
You get a lot of other opportunities as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say it's
Okay.
really good if you learn the language.
So we have already extended ourselves. Probably we'll be wrapping in 1 minute 30 seconds or max 2 minutes. So if you have very quick question, you can type in here. Otherwise, we will quit. And it's good to know that so many of you are interested to come and keep helping each other. If some of your friends are coming, then also help them with all this information or share the link so that they can get this information. Is it?
No, there is a new one. There is Purane Tarane 90s. I don't know whose name is that, but it sounds very good.
The name is really nice. Purane Tarane 90s.
Oh, the 90s kid.
This is Sub. When to apply for PhD?
Okay.
When to apply? I mean, for Europe, I would say when you think you should apply, then you should apply.
Yeah, exactly. Because they always have rolling admission requirements.
So it's open all around the year. It's not like US, as I mentioned before in the live stream. Just rewatch the live stream again because you might have missed a lot of things. Purane Tarane 90s, very nice name. So just you can apply anytime. You need to look. So for Europe, is there a specific? I always say that there is something called euraccess.eu. Is it a good website for searching for PhDs all over Europe?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say you won't find all the PhDs, but the amount of PhDs you will find will be always linked to some government projects.
Okay.
Or some projects which are like I'm doing, like 2 universities, 3 universities, joint PhDs.
Because that is my experience. So for Europe, you can look at euraccess.eu. Just type in Google and you can look for academic transfer. That is what I was saying, and he also asked. So there is nothing to tell you. Just type academic transfer in Google. You will find everything. That is only for Netherlands. I repeat again, it is only for Netherlands, not for. It doesn't show you PhD for any place outside Netherlands. So just go there, type your keywords and the branch you want to search for PhDs, and you don't need to type the language obviously, because in Netherlands, apart from PhD, the whole lifestyle is also in English. So that's not a.
So for one more website is there that's called Academic Portal.
Okay.
Which is also they have generally for Germany and I guess for Austria, but they also show some positions which are from in Netherlands and other European countries. Okay. I am sure they don't show all the advertisements.
What is the name? Academic Portal.
Portal.
And what was there? I'll just put these links in the live chat so that I don't put there, so that people who rewatch it can see it later and it won't be missed. I have put it before, but still, academic portal, and maybe also put the DAAD, right?
Yeah,
we can put the 4 of the links so that people will know what I'm saying. Oh,
what's that?
euraccess.eu.
Just like Euraccess. Just write that and do the search.
Okay, let me put the DAAD. This is in English, right?
Yeah.
Copy. So I will give you. We'll definitely come live with some other guests, because every time I get so many contacts. So I'm putting all the links in the live chat so that you can access them later, and maybe I'll put it in the video description also. The first one is DAAD, and the next one is academic transfer. And Euraccess academic portal.
That sc.in. I don't know why they have changed to
no
that one.
So the academic transfer, this is the English version. This is for PhD in Netherlands. DAAD is the encyclopedia for everything in Germany, and academic transfer is for the English. For PhD in Netherlands, and Euraccess is for PhD in Europe, and also academic portal is for PhD in Europe, right?
Academic portal also, yes, PhD in Europe. But you have to see both the websites, because
is it this one?
Academic portal. No, it's not this one.
Okay.
This is something other thing. Academic portal. Where it went? Yeah. It's
The
like
secondary transfer. So is the name correct or?
no, I think no. Yeah, I guess no. I just
Okay, so if we find it, we'll paste it in the
Yeah.
description or the comments because we don't find the proper link for the academic portal. But thank you, Amin. Much appreciated. So thank you everyone for tuning in for this live stream. If you have any follow-up questions, you can contact Madan. Can I share your contact in the live chat by which they can contact you? I'll also put in the description, but I'll also put it
it's
here.
better on LinkedIn if they.
Okay, just I should have opened LinkedIn. Just wait 1 minute. I'll just paste his contact in the live chat, and I'll also put it in the description so that you can find it. Oh my god,
You should have gone to the LinkedIn profile directly.
I think because I'm turning the YouTube, so it's slow.
Yeah.
So you can see on the screen. Okay, so you can contact him in LinkedIn, and always remember that these are like busy people who do PhDs. It's not easy task. I mean, managing time and all these tasks. So you will always be busy. So that's the thing. So if you ask for a question, be patient. Have the patience to. I'll paste the link. You can also see him on the screen, his full name and everything, his profile. You can have a look, and you should open a LinkedIn. So I always say you like to have a LinkedIn. Why you have a LinkedIn? I will make a video on that soon. Yeah. Okay, so I think we should go. It's already like 56 minutes.
Yeah.
That's more than we planned, right?
More than we planned.
But very happy that you have so many questions and we could answer some of them and help you. So help each other. I always say this, like, we'll not be there always to help you. So whenever we can, and you help your friends and help each other spread this knowledge or information which they don't find, and be like a volunteer as we are doing.
Yeah.
Selfless volunteer, whatever you can, maybe spare 5 minutes of your day to help your friends. So see you in future videos, and till next time,
all the very best. All the very best
And-
for everyone who is applying for anything, master's, PhD.
and you can always ask questions in the comments below and also somewhere else.